The longtime shortcomings of the New Orleans Department of Public Works are very visible every day in the crumbling streets, blinking traffic lights, and out-of-service streetlights.
They are all symptoms of obstacles inside that department, including struggles to get contractors willing to work with the city. Devin Bartolotta takes a closer look at those challenges and the new plan to move forward.
New Orleans is a city fighting the darkness. On I-10, the stretch of highway that unfurls from the city center towards St. Tammany and Jefferson parishes, there are hundreds and hundreds of streetlights out. In neighborhoods with some of the highest crime, there are dark corners, extinguished streetlights, and an opportunity for anonymity in the shadows. Of the 54,000 streetlights New Orleans is responsible for, about 4,000 need repair. In August, that number was 6,500.
I mean, how did it get to this point? How did we get to this many outages?
So it's a combination of things. We have a lot of outages that are still left as a result of Hurricane Ida.
Sarah McLaughlin Porteous of the Department of Public Works says some problems are man-made. Criminals have stripped out copper wiring in light poles. Earlier this month, someone stole fuses and cut wiring in a control box. And about 5 poles per week are knocked down in car crashes. The work you're seeing done now is part of a $4.3 million maintenance contract with All-Star Electric put in place last summer. But for a while, there was no one to fix these lights. Streetlights and traffic signals rely almost exclusively on outside help. And in the spring, the only company to bid on the streetlight job didn't meet the requirements.
So we had a 3 or 4 month gap where we did not have a regular streetlight repair and maintenance contractor. So that, the number of outages just continued to grow and grow and grow.
About half of the current streetlight outages are from Hurricane Ida. FEMA will pay for those and save the city money, but only if they're fixed under a different type of contract.
So we'll have to put out a separate contract in order to do that work later. The good news is that as we make other repairs, some of the Ida outages are connected to the same feeder points, so we're seeing that number of Ida outages go down, and we think it's going to continue to go down.
While streetlights are taken care of for now, there is no company under contract to maintain the traffic signals that so often go out in New Orleans. Twice that job went out for bid last year, and no one replied. All-Star Electric gets paid under an emergency contract to fix as needed, but when that happens, they have to move a crew off streetlight repair to turn their attention to traffic.
We would like to have a lot more competition. We'd like to have a lot more contractors, bidding on our work.
So why aren't there more bidders for multi-million-dollar contracts that keep the city running? Councilman Joe Giarrusso says part of it is red tape.
It seems like it takes a long time for things to be bid. It takes a long time once it's been bid. It takes time to get you to the table after everything's done. It takes time to get you paid.
For a smaller business, he says that can be a deal breaker. Council is looking to streamline the process, which is partially blamed for holding the city back, while nearby parishes get the job done faster.
As you cross, whether it's the 17th Street Canal or the Causeway, and you see what other parishes are doing, and they have the same geographical challenges that we do, the same subsidence challenges than we do. If they can do it, then why aren't we in a similar position?
In Jefferson Parish, for example, Engineering Director Angela DeSoto explained to Eyewitness News the parish holds 2 steady, full-time maintenance contracts with All-Star Electric and WJ Blocker. But the challenges in New Orleans go far beyond streetlights. Porteous says DPW currently has 50 staff vacancies, from the sign shop to pothole fillers. There are retention issues, she says, and equipment shortages. At one point last year, the city couldn't even fill potholes because it didn't have the dump trucks to do the job. Meanwhile, there are catch basins to be cleaned, streets sinking into the earth below, constant construction, abandoned cars, and a department just trying to get to the baseline.
How do you pick what's priority?
Everything is a priority, so you really have to work hard to balance all of that. I mean, everything is important. Nothing can, fall second, so it's definitely a challenge.
Almost as soon as Porteous was promoted to acting director of DPW about 5 months ago, City Council was pressing her for answers to all of it.
We got to light it up. We really do.
By spring, Porteous says All-Star will have made significant progress on the 4,000 streetlights in need of repair, trying to get to 98% of the lights operational. They're focusing on high-crime areas and schools first, while Porteous focuses on it all.
Do you think that New Orleans could be a city that is known for having good infrastructure?
Absolutely. We have to remember we're living in a city that's 300 years old. So we have challenges unlike any other city. But I think we have plans. I think, we're upgrading our infrastructure. We're doing some incredible things as far as green infrastructure and resilience projects. So absolutely, I think we can be a model, for infrastructure.
In New Orleans, Devin Bartolotta, Eyewitness News.